All right, guys, then let's continue. So, city dwellers and master urban planners. Okay, what do we have here? As I told you, my favorite topic because this is going to be talking about a lot of different construction. I'll be showing you different different construction sites that how they were made and what things they were using. So yeah, let's read it out together. Okay, so as it says here, that the Harappans built big cities entirely with bricks, which were sun baked and kiln fired. Now, kiln fired were exactly these type of streets which I was showing you right here. So these are the type of kiln fired bricks. So this is how they were made. Okay. So the process, we're not going to go into the process, but this is the difference between a kiln fired and a clamp fired. You can see, when you guys are especially traveling to your villages or your hometowns, so you can actually see that how they were baked. So just imagine, I mean, like, the kiln fired, so they had this idea of using the fire as well, okay, the primitive way. So this is a kind of a primitive way of making the bricks. So such a again such a thing of amusement that back in the times they had this knowledge and they had this technology to actually conduct this kind of manufacturing process. So the streets were paved and wide with well-laid brick-lined sewerage ducts. So streets were paved. Okay. So you see, in English, we have a different vocabulary for different kind of purposes, right? So when I say paving, paving, so it's like, laying down the bitumen, laying down the asphalt, or making the road, paving the road. The road is not built, but it's paved actually, okay? So if I can kind of show you real quickly that paving a road, okay? Pavement of road. So this is how this was look like, okay? The pavement, okay? The pavement is a kind of a process, okay? Paving the road, okay? In simple. So now continuing. Now underline sewerage ducts. Okay, sewerage ducts. So sewerage means whatever the waste dispose we're having at our homes from our toilets. So that goes into drainage system. So the drainage system, which is laid under the city, for example, Hyderabad's drainage system. So that entire, they're called sewerage ducts. So it wasn't like that, they're sewerage ducts. They're small. In Urdu or in Sindhi, we call them naliyan, right? You can see them still in different villages. Okay, so they are like open. Okay, they are open. They're really smelly, really bad because yeah, of course, as they are waste sewerage lines. So you can still see them in our today's modern, unfortunately, but modern villages. Okay, but even they had this idea that how to cover them that they could not, let's say, smell the entire surrounding. So toy carts in terracotta and bronze, the ox-drawn wagons testify that the wheel transport was used. Okay, ox-drawn wagons. Okay, ox, we're talking about that, the ox, that the big animal like a buffalo, a cow. So let me show you what does it means. Ox wagons. Okay, ox wagons. Let's see, how do they actually look like? See, exactly like this. So even they had these ox connected with these wagons, okay, for transporting goods or for to transport, to give a taxi service to people as well. So 5,000 years ago, who had an idea? They had this idea as well, and they were using wheel technology as well. So, moving further, for example, okay, examples of public work on a large scale are found in the Great Bath of Mohenjo-daro, which is like a medium-sized swimming pool, which is like a medium-sized swimming pool, but not actually a swimming pool. Here they are referring that it looked like a swimming pool of today is like a swimming pool, but it wasn't like a swimming. It wasn't actually a swimming pool. So the thing I told you before, it's proved. So then what we have here, that the Great Bath in Mohenjo-daro, which is like a medium-sized swimming pool with steps going down in each end and carefully sealed with bitumen. Okay, so if I show you up here, so yeah, steps carefully going down, coming down here, and the walls and the ground was actually sealed with bitumen. Now you might have a question, sir, what is this bitumen? Okay, well, let me show you what exactly is this bitumen. So in Sindhi and in Urdu, we usually call it the damar, right? So actually, this is the bitumen. This is how the roads are actually made. And if you just take this bitumen chemical, okay, this is actually the black tar coal carbon chemical. This is actually okay, this is a tar, and the bitumen is a little bit more thick, more sticky material, okay, which is actually used in this the rocks. The rocks are mixed with this, and it like it gives a really good structural build to different roads that we drive our cars or motorcycles or bikes on today's in these days. And actually, you can see outside of school, they are paving a new road with bitumen and asphalt and these small little stones, right? So this is a black chemical. Now, why did they use this kind of material to seal the bath, the swimming pool type of structure? Because this actually gives a good seal that the water could not just leak into the soil. Okay, some people are using this material at the top on their terrace, on their roofs, to seal their roofs properly, to seal it from the rainfall, because sometimes it happens that when there's a lot of rainfall these days, some in some people's houses, the terrace, their roofs, their room ceilings are leaking because of that water. So to stop that leakage, they still use the same technology which 5,000, 6,000 years ago the Indus Valley people used to use. So yep, I hope that your concept is clear. Now, moving further, so here they're talking more about their construction. The two-story houses had a public water supply. Wow, 5,000 years ago, a public water supply. Who could have imagined that? The cities were divided into residential and official areas are the example of excellent urban planning. Okay, okay, amazing. So here they are saying that again, I have to, let's say, stress on these words because uh, this is something worth noticing, that 6,000 years ago they had this thing in mind that the residential areas where there should be home, people, families living together, that area of the city should be separate from where the offices, university, colleges are going to be. Wow. Okay, that to have better traffic management, better city management. Okay, so further adding further to that, John Kay, a British historian. John Kay is a British historian. Okay, historians are the people who actually are study on history. Clearly, Harappan okay says clearly Harappan settlements means their homes, their houses, their people where they're living, they're settling. Okay, settlers. Okay, were not just India's first cities and townships, but its first, indeed the world's first planned cities and townships by 2600 BCE. The Indus Valley Civilization covered the largest geographical area ever, as numerous sites have been discovered since the excavation began. Excavation? Okay, yeah. Again, you're gonna tell me that, Sir Cheyenne, you don't tell us about things. Excavation, okay, or excavator. Let me show you. So excavator, you must have seen this bad boy somewhere in your life, definitely. So this is called a excavator. It used to dug up the ground. So the process of digging up is called excavation. Okay, the verb. Okay, the excavation. So here they're saying us the excavation of these different areas. Now here they're saying as well that the Indus Valley Civilization had the largest geographical map, and yes, we have proven that yes, it really had a large map. I mean, like it was stretching from the southern part of Pakistan until the northern side of Pakistan, until this Sahiwal, Lahore region. Okay, and also leaning a little bit toward Rakhigarhi in the Indian soil as well. Today's Indian soil, but back in time, this whole thing was an Indian subcontinent. Okay, all right. Moving further. Okay, okay. So these sites were found in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, further north near the Oxus River in Afghanistan, near Iranian frontier with Balochistan, and along the Makran coast Fort Derawar on the desert frontier with India, Jammu, and in India at Gujarat, Rajasthan, and states of Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh. Wow. So actually, this the map that I'm showing you. We are just only, let's say, focusing on the Mohenjo-daro. We're only focusing here on the Mohenjo-daro and the Harappa, but it was stretching to the UP, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, and the other Indian states as well. So you can get an idea that yes, it has a really big geographical area over there, right? And also, if I remove this, so Shatrughal, the Oxus River. Okay, so it was, let's say, stretching. So if I really remove this old picture of Pakistan, also the new picture of Pakistan, so we can see the third desert. Then we have the Harappa over here. There was no concept of Lahore back in the time. Mohenjo-daro, Amri, and a lot of different, let's say, a lot of different places. Okay, Noshairo, near the Potowar region, where I was telling you the Mehergar, yeah, the Mehergar found, let's say, the civilization. So it was a really, big geographical area. So putting back this Pakistan's map over here, the transparent version to give you again a frame of reference. This is how it looks like. Now, so again, guys, we're done with city dwellers and master urban planners. City dwellers. So don't get confused with this word. City dwellers means शहर में रहने वाले लोग. Okay, रहने वाले dwellers. वहाँ पे रहने वाले dwelling, dwell. The people who are dwelling over there means रहने वाले. Okay, master urban planners. Urban planners means urban means the area, the places like cities, okay, the modern cities, okay, like शहर के नक्शे, master urban planners, the one who used to plan these cities. So, it's said by the John Kay, British historian, that these cities were best planned cities, the world's first planned cities and townships. Because, it's really important that a city should be planned first and then built, or at least let's say, they should leave some space. They should plan for a couple of 50 years or 100 years or 200 years, that even, let's say, the population is rising, there will be need of more resources and things like that. So in order to cater that situation, they have to plan. I'm not pretty sure about the other cities of Pakistan, but I do know that the Islamabad, the capital of Pakistan, is actually a planned city, and that's why it's if you can see the map of Islamabad, the streets, the roads are in square shape and proper square shape. Okay, so the entire city is actually a planned city. That's why it actually adds more to the beauty of the city, better management of the city, and yeah, of course, better lifestyle and better longevity of the city. Okay, so the city is future proof. All right, guys. So now in the next topic, we're going to be covering the seals of Harappan. So see you in the next one.